Greetings, family. Welcome to another edition of KSOL Black Talk Radio, the new black media. Family, this video is about whiteness as a position of status and what it means in a world surrounded by people with color. Whiteness rests upon a foundational premise, the definition of whites as the norm or standard for human and people of color, especially black people, as a deviation from that norm. White people find it very difficult to think about whiteness as a specific state of being that could have an impact on one's life and perception. W.E.B. Du Bois and James Baldwin writing about whiteness for decades. These writers urge white people to turn their attention onto themselves, to explore what it means to be white in a society that is so divided by race. In 1946, a French reporter asked expatriate writer Richard Wright his thoughts on the Negro problem in the United States. Wright replied, quote, "There isn't any Negro problem. There is only a white problem." The story of Jackie Robinson is a classic example of how whiteness obscures racism by rendering whites, white privilege, and racist institutions invisible. Robinson is often celebrated as the first African American to break the color line and play in Major League Baseball. This storyline depicts him as racially special, a black man who broke the color line himself. The subtext is that Robinson finally had what it took to play with whites, as if no black athlete before him was strong enough to compete at that level. Imagine if instead the storyline went something like this. Quote, Jackie Robinson, the first black man whites allowed to play Major League Baseball, unquote. This version makes a critical distinction because no matter how fantastic a player Robinson was, he simply could not play in the major leagues if whites, who controlled the institution, did not allow it. For those who ask why there is no White History Month, the answer illustrates how whiteness works. White history is implied in the absence of its acknowledgement. White history is the norm for history. Thus, our need to qualify that we are speaking about black history or women's history suggests that these contributions lie outside the norm. And this holds true all the time. Ruth Frankenberg, a premier white scholar in the field of whiteness studies, describes whiteness as multi-dimensional. These dimensions include a location of structural advantage, a standpoint from which white people look at ourselves, at others, and at society, and a set of cultural practices that are not named or acknowledged. To say that whiteness is a location of structural advantage is to recognize that to be white is to be in a privileged position within society and its institutions, to be seen as an insider, and to be granted the benefits of belonging. This position automatically bestows unearned advantages. Whites control all major institutions of society and set the policies and practices that others must follow and live by. Whites also produce and reinforce the dominant narratives of society, such as individualism and meritocracy, and use these narratives to explain the positions of other racial groups. These narratives allow us to congratulate ourselves on our success within the institutions of society and blame others for their lack of success. Narratives of racial exceptionality obscure the reality of ongoing institutional white control while reinforcing the ideologies of individualism and meritocracy. The dimensions of racism benefiting white people are usually invisible to whites. It follows that to name whiteness, much less suggests that it has meaning and grants unearned advantage, will be deeply disconcerting and destabilizing, thus triggering the protective responses of white fragility. You will see that in the comments section. You will see it on the thumbs down. They show it and reveal it every time. Anyways, I hope you like and share this video. The source of the material that I used in creating this video was taken from White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. It is a very insightful book. It gives you the insights of white supremacy from the perspective of a white person. That is why the words that I chose to use in creating this video, it was taken from the words of the author themselves. Anyways, this is KSOL Black Talk Radio. I hope you like and share, and also take the time to watch some of my other videos that I did on white fragility. They are all very worth your while, and you will learn a thing or two. Peace out.